Hello everyone, welcome to the Ruh Balance podcast today, and we are with Zainab today.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
So, what do we have today, Zainab? Tonight?
My friend here asked me about we just graduated, alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
and what could be the summary, some important message you would like to give. So I was thinking that what could be the most important thing which could lead you to achieve things in life. And I was doing this course, and there I learned that in your life it's actually very simple, and you just need to be more practical. It's called as my sheikh, he was calling it as the 3D model. And the 3D model itself, it consists of three words starting with D. It is destination, direction, and discipline.
They're under category for each.
No, there is it's like a flow chart.
Yeah. For the top,
Yeah.
at the top you need the subsections.
So first of all, when we talk about our destination, for destination we need to have a vision in mind, a sound ideology, we can say something like that. So how do we, it's really hard to sometimes figure out what do we want in life, because if you just think of it in an overview, it's sometimes that our vision, our destination is always changing, isn't it? But what is the bigger picture? I would say that if you think about not as the small, okay, there are small checkpoints, you can say, but in general there is a whole image. What do you want in your life? That is you set your destination. So for us, Islam teaches us what? That your destination, it should be Allah and Jannah, right? Yeah. So it simplifies everything, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So simplifying most of the thing, that our main destination, of course, it should be Jannah. We should be aiming for Jannah, and we should be hoping for the best from Allah, right? The reward. This is what Allah teaches us, that He created us and He gave us a purpose already. So we don't have to, if we go through the right way, you can think of, we don't have to work that much on our destination. For Muslims, it's clear cut that our purpose is to believe in Allah and to do good deeds, right? And then that destination is what you will achieve in the end is going to be Jannah, inshallah, for all of us. So that's one thing, Islamic perspective. But if we think about in this dunya, it's not that we are just focusing on Jannah, then it would be really hard for us to think about
it's
this
not
thing.
only from that side, both of them exist.
Yeah, both of them. We are in this world, and we have some what is it called, some duties towards other end. So how can we set a clear-cut destination in mind and stuff? So what I have learned, to have a very, first of all, to set a very good destination or objective instead of you need to have a sound ideology.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
What you mean, the destination, when I think it's akhirah, afterlife,
No.
but you're combining with the dunya, right?
Exactly. I am combining it with, you can think of it as in terms of purpose in it. What is the main, let's say you have any goal in front of you want to achieve. You should have goals, right? You should not be just you're in this world, you wake up and you don't have any goals in front of you, right?
Yeah.
So
without a goal, it's
a mess, complete mess. There is nothing you can do. You wake up and if your life is falling apart, you are not able to fix anything. So you set these small goals, and to have a good goal or to achieve big in life, you need to have sound ideology and knowledge, right?
True.
So the main thing is that we what I have understood, what I believe and should be doing, is that we humans are much more than what we are we are wasting our life in. Isn't it just like, let's say, social media, like wasting our life on just scroll? Like, it is not something. I'm not criticized, by the way. I'm not saying, but just doing it all day without any.
Yeah. There should be a moderation in it, but because of how it was engineered or something, it just keeps on going, and then you keep wasting your time, which you can actually do things to reach your destination or enjoy it as well.
Exactly. It's a side thing, of course. Everyone uses it. Like, if someone is not using it, then that's considered as abnormal.
Unfortunately, what an era we are in, actually.
Yeah, you are looking like Alina used to call me a Patrick living in. So sometimes, but no, it's not like that. But you need to be connected to the world to understand what to do it in as well.
Exactly.
Like, like what is happening around you. It's not just like, okay, going to the mountains and just living. So having a knowledge, having understanding is most, I would say, like, important in terms of, like, we should be investing our time in learning something new every day. Like, you
keep updating yourself. That's
updated. Like, it's not something, okay, you become a scholar or something. No, small things, reading, internet. Maybe if you are scrolling, then your feed maybe should be consisting of something, or the post should be related, which is not like, you can think like, what is it called? Just nothing useful. Just like memes or something.
Brain fog.
Yeah,
that's what you get after doing it a lot, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
so
nothing clearly.
Exactly. It's just a small thing you learn every day, and it gives you, it actually increases you in knowledge and give you your purpose. Like, you make your choices according to that. Imagine having no knowledge, having no understanding, that your choices you will be making are also like not clear, you would say. Like your main the main aim you can think of in this world is like, you're making choices all the time, good choice, a bad choice. So the choice you make is dependent, the purpose you choose for yourself is coming from the knowledge you have.
The purpose you have depends on what you have in here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So you need to educate yourself, develop yourself, so that your purpose develops in a better way.
Exactly. If you're just seeing someone, let's say, if you're seeing someone who's very rich and stuff, and you don't understand, okay, your aim is, I just want money in my life, I just want to be beautiful, and you're not educating yourself about the whole process, about the whole, then it becomes like and then you say, okay, your purpose is changing all the time because you were not knowledgeable about what you wanted in the first place. In the first place you were not knowledgeable enough about your purpose.
That made me think, because I was also worried about these purpose stuff, like specifically high school and uni beginning times. I was thinking a lot, and I think I was worrying about it so much that I think it got to a weird level. But now I'm thinking, like, the more you learn, the more knowledge you get.
Your choices based
it gets renewed as well in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
That's when we learn about stuff, then we are able to understand, okay, what is good, and that's like your knowledge is expanding. You are learning more about this good and the bad of both sides of everything you want. Right? So this is what your purpose, like, there is an ultimate purpose, there is an ultimate destination, but of course to achieve there we need these small checkpoints. And that's how we come to the next part, which is your direction. Right? So first we have our purpose, which we set according to the knowledge we have been given, like knowledge we attain. Then your direction. If you don't have a direction, when we talk about a straight path in your life, like a straight or like here and there but zigzag, but having a clear like, even if the path is a bit zigzag, but it should be leading to that purpose. Right? If you cannot find a straight path, then it's going to be difficult for you to go anywhere, right? Like, to reach a
the straight one is the shortest one.
The straight one is of course life is not always according to the way we plan. It's always a zigzag. We plan something to happen, something, but in the end it should be like your let's say your purpose should not always be just like materialistic. Let's say, for example, just achieving a certain post in a certain society or something, having this much yani what I would say, like too much materialistic approach, or to like the destination should be like fixed. No, it should be like it should be an ideology, I would say. Like
what should be an ideology, you said?
your purpose, how you're connecting it to, like how you're directing yourself to that purpose in your life.
Yeah.
Like when you set your goal, let's say if you're playing football, you have your goal set in front of you. Now you're planning something, you definitely there is one straight path towards it, there are zigzags as well, so, right? So the ultimate, you will only be able to go in that direction if you have something in front of you, right? So that's how you build you direct yourself. The every step you take, even if sometimes it's like going out of the way, you should be, your main purpose should be right. Like I have to reach the goal, I have to make the goal. Do you say like do the goal or something, whatever it is? So yeah, yeah, that's what I like direction could be like. To achieve a purpose, to achieve a journey, there is always a journey, right?
Yeah. But the direction shows the journey of it and how the journey is going to be like. No.
Exactly. How you.
So you're saying the direction, the journey shouldn't be consisting of only materialistic stuff. No, because you were saying some materialistic stuff, I couldn't get the connection to it.
Materialistic stuff, I would be saying, like the thing is, like when we set ourselves the destination, if we take it as like something materialistic terms, like say for example like a post or this much amount of wealth or this much amount of like you know, just a small thing. Of course there are things, but your purpose, your destination should be bigger in terms, like in life, what you want to achieve in life. Then of course your path will be leading you towards that. And that's how we come to the last D, which is discipline. Like the most important.
I think you're the most right person in the podcast to talk about it, in my opinion, mashallah.
Where does it come from? Like, there is like fear, of course. When we talk about discipline is like needed in everything in your life. Whatever you do in your daily routine, yes, there should be discipline. What you're achieving, and these small steps, when we discipline ourselves, then you are able to achieve something. Because most of the time we all have goals in our life, right? We want to achieve something, but how often someone is able to achieve what they want in their life? If we talk about the percentage, the ratio, it's very less. Like always, like okay, people say that New Year resolution. There are something, not something I would say like completely impossible. There are most of the times there are doable things. Like there is nothing impossible in life. If you want to achieve big, if you want to do more in your life, you just need to discipline and take small steps towards that thing, right? Like for example, let's say if we talk about our university thing, like university, or no,
it just requires it.
It requires. Imagine like the thing is, even if you are studying, sometimes you become, if you don't discipline yourself, for example, you just spend your whole day, whole night you're studying. Even I heard one time, Alpan was just course actually, he said that he was doing some mistake and he wrote something. I was like, I made a mistake, I didn't sleep, I couldn't sleep, like I just have 5 hours of sleep. And the person in front was like, Hojam, I have 3 hours of sleep. So the thing is like discipline, moderation. Discipline, moderation. You don't jump. If you jump always, you will get tired, right? So you set your goal, you take small steps towards, by disciplining yourself. For example, you have a healthy routine. Like, you know, I can relate it to a hadith which I learned recently. It was about that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was telling his companions to do not burden yourself with too much deeds, And he said, one of the companions, he said that, "O Prophet, we are not as good as you are. We need more deeds." And it made Prophet angry, because it was like that, if you're just focusing on the quantity and not the quality of stuff, then it is not, Allah does not want too much quantity. He wants same as the things we learn how to live our lives from the one who created us, like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how his life was so disciplined, how everything in the surroundings we see, they are so disciplined, like all the other creations, there is a cycle which is going on. There is nothing like which is overburdening itself. Like, you see, discipline itself, we manage our time, right? We manage our health, we manage our like, if we don't focus on one aspect of life, right? We just focus, let's say, just focusing on study, you will get tired of that. Then you will not be able to, after some time it will become as a burden for you. That's what is happening if you don't have discipline. Along with that, if you are able to manage everything right, you are able to achieve more, because you're learning more, isn't it? Like, you're not just investing your time in one thing. Moderation and discipline helps you achieve more.
I agree with the moderation part. That I think, like, exaggeration of anything is not good. I was gonna ask, like, in terms of, like, defining discipline, can we say it's the consistency no matter what in moderation?
Consistency.
Like, keep doing it. That's
keep doing it. There is this thing, like, if that's what I'm saying, moderation. If you are doing too much of something, then
consistency cannot even happen, I think.
Consistency is completely, like, it's kind of, I would say, like, it's very hard to be consistent all the time, you know. But the thing is that when the cycle breaks, you should not be afraid of getting up and start doing it again.
If you do it excessively, then you'll be afraid of keep doing it.
The thing is, it should not be. You should be strong enough that every time you fall, every time there is a gap, then you get back to it. Isn't it? Like, that's, like, I would say, a lousy behavior. If you get discouraged by small things, if you're having, like, one short break in between, and then, okay, it's like, khalas, I'm gonna start in from the beginning of the next month or the next year. That's actually very like, even if you're doing less, at least you're doing it, at least you're learning something, isn't it? Like, for example, you start a book and you say, after you're able to read one page, one paragraph a day. At least you are doing something.
That reminds me of, doing a course which you wanna complete it on time, and then you do many modules in one day, and then later on you don't do too much. It's like you're excessifying yourself.
Exactly, that's what you say. Like, pushing yourself, you get bored of it. And that's what, like, the Sunnah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even Allah teaches us this. He does not tell you to burden yourself. You see, like, if the discipline in our daily life, the what it brings, like your prayers, your time of the days, how Allah has divided us, it, like, if you're doing prayers on time, how it manages yourself, like, it's again disciplining you that, okay, now you take a break from the world. And when you take break, it's okay. Like, actually, like, I won't say that nobody is perfect, right? So we get tired sometimes, but what you need to do is firstly study what are your capabilities. Are you able to, don't set a goal which is so hard to achieve that you get tired in the first week.
You need to be realistic and know yourself about this as well.
Exactly.
Like, that was one of my problems for a very long time. I feel like I'll do it, and I, like, put a lot of load on myself to complete many things at once, and then you would just be burned out, and then you keep doing not doing it frequently. So actually, the thing is, like, from some of my roommates, I think I mentioned this roommate a lot, but what I'm saying is, like, sometimes, for example, when you're reading something or whatsoever, like, you feel like you should read it, like when you read it you should read a good quality amount, I used to think. But for the consistency, for example, this roommate of mine, sometimes I see her, for example, she reads only 1 page or 2 pages or something, but she does it consistently. For example, that was one of the biggest realizations that I liked recently, because before I used to think only 1 page, only 2 page, like you know, it's like underestimating some deeds. Even though they're little, sometimes we do underestimate, but I think like it should be learned to actually appreciate the small ones, even of what you are doing.
Exactly.
I think
that's what I like. For example, I don't want to like completely, but alhamdulillah, 4 years here and studying and teaching. At first I was like, when I started my school online school thingy, it was hard in the beginning. I was like, I cannot do it. But because during the classes running here and there,
I remember.
It's a fixed schedule. You cannot change, and if you ask to reschedule, it's like a whole fuss it creates.
Tutoring things and all.
Tutoring is fine, but teaching itself, like school thing, it was such a strict schedule. But then disciplining that, okay, I have this thing at this day schedule, I have to do it. Then I plan everything around it. Like same is the case
like
with prayer. Everything you are planning around that time, that okay, this is the time for prayer, this is what I'm gonna do after that. And there is one thing which I learned, that there are some things which you need to do every day, which I, for example, which I set for myself, that this much amount of thing I have to do every day. Then you know how you manage yourself. When you see, for example, you are of course we are during the semester, we don't have time to hang out, and try to find, like, if you see that if you're gonna do something which is going to end up wasting your time a lot, try to limit that thing and try to invest it into something which is more, which will help you grow more. Right? So there are, every time during our day, there are things which are helping us build up, and there are some things which we take it as our relaxing things, right? We say, okay, if you're scrolling or if you're watching something, like let's say a series or something which helps you relax your mind, basically. Like, according to us. The reality is we close our brain and put it in the box window now. But that's the thing. So if don't invest hours on it, and when it comes to studying, I don't have time now to study, right? So this is like, you need to prioritize your time. What is more, if you want to grow, actually you need to sacrifice some things. You need to give up on some addictions of it, otherwise it's hard.
Sometimes I used to think, like, sometimes this thought comes in back forth, actually, like, I don't know why this thought comes, but sometimes, like, having a routine and all, it has its own tastes, like, like you accomplish something and all. But sometimes this thought comes, I don't know where it originates from, according to what, but sometimes, like, would that be a boring life? Like, but then I think that's like a limited way of thinking, because generally the routine, or some of them, it does not impact your whole life. It actually makes you more space.
Think it about like a boring thing. It's not, how can you when you are directed towards something, unless or until you achieve it, you're gonna be always motivated and excited about doing that thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So once the destination is
like clear in front of you, you don't get bored of it. Like, when you see the progress, when you see that slowly you are heading towards your destination, your goal which you set for yourself, it's not gonna be, for example, if you talk about, like, if I talk about my, let's say, for health conscious people, or if you want to lose weight, there is something you want to be fit, like, and
destination, you mean goal? I was thinking of, like, life, like one specific goal of life. You were okay when you say destination, you're talking about specific goals in life.
The thing is, there is one ultimate destination. There are some small goals in life which you set for yourself.
So, because, like,
checkpoints.
Before, after life, I was thinking, for example, like, I want to be a good
Yeah.
physicist atıyorum, like for example,
Yeah.
like something like that. I thought you were talking about, but now I understand you're talking actually about.
I'm talking
Goals.
actually I'm talking about when you talk about this 3D, like 3D's model. It's a general one. You can set it for anything you want.
Uh-huh.
There, of course, when we talk about the destination or the purpose of life, it's a very big question, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
when you think about why was I created in the first place?
What am I doing here?
What am I doing in this world? Exactly, that's like a very big question.
Seriously, yeah.
And if you take it seriously, then of course, yani, it is sometimes like you desire, like, okay, for example, you know that you're gonna stand in front of Allah, then you automatically, there is fear in your heart, there is hope, and you automatically start doing. That is something which is in reality of itself. Like, if you don't do it, then there are consequences which are beyond, like, your, like, you cannot, there is no U-turn point from that thing. But there are small things, small goals in your life which you set to direct you towards that. You know, when you start, like, let's say the first hadith or Sahih Bukhari, which we know that is one of the most important, like the most trustable book after Quran. The one it starts with, the hadith, the first narration is innamal a'malu binniyat. Your actions are from your intentions. I'm just going to touch on one thing, is that your actions for your ibadah, for your worshipping, intention is important, right? If you don't have an intention, that ibadah is not accepted. But for normal life stuff, when you have a goal, purpose in life, this hadith teaches us that for small actions we are doing, if we have the right intention, if we have a purpose, which we have a direction, we can convert those actions into worshipping acts as well, which we will be rewarded for. So that's the thing. Like, for if I am doing, I'm setting a goal, and I have an ultimate purpose in front of me, like, which is Jannah. Let's say that's like your purpose of your life. You know, you're gonna say, and I will be judged, I will be held accountable. Then all these small goals I am setting for myself, they are also a path towards that. Like, you know, checkpoint 1, for example, if I want to have a degree, it's not, why do I want to have a degree?
It should be leading me to Jannah in a way.
Yeah, I should be like, I know it's gonna be benefiting in me in this world as well, but I can convert that action into an act of ibadah. If I want to be a good physicist, let's say, for example, Allah like those who are contemplating, who are tafakkur. Knowledge will help me understand the creation of Allah better. That it just having, and then when you start to appreciate it and you say Subhanallah, your whole thing, your whole purpose, it is like your action, it actually converted it to an act of ibadah, right? Tafakkur is like, so that's this thing, like it's all combined together. Like, what goals you're, let's say, for example, I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, so that I can, for, let's say, for myself as well, just small intention towards my destination. If I convert it, that okay, for Allah I want to be, so that I can worship, I can be active, I can do my stuff better, right? I can stand up for my prayer better, I don't have to rely on others, right? Otherwise you're lousy, you're not, that's one thing, right? For example, I wake up, let's say I am having a proper routine during my day, I'm doing all the things step by step, again, like, you are able to do your acts of worship, ibadah on time as well, and you will be rewarded for that. So it's all mixed up together. It's not. So what? You have a question?
No. I was just gonna summarize and add one more question. Like, I was gonna say, like, you know, so it's actually good. Like, it's like a mind map. You know, you have one supreme destination, which is like afterlife, Jannah, satisfaction of Allah, of you. You know, all of them, and in the, like, some other things that go through, and when you're doing those sub destinational goals, I think the topmost supreme goal that you have actually reminds you of it in a way, like, that makes it easy to direct yourself to those goals.
Yeah, exactly.
From how you explain, like I got that kind of an image
Yeah.
right now. But then this question came to my mind because I've experienced it. Maybe something within myself, but I think like if we consider the fact of like social media stuff and like we have a lot of distractions which might make us forget things. So sometimes I think we might be forgetting the main destination, which actually is the problem most of the time. We actually forget why we're here, even though we know it, I think. So I was going to ask, like, how can one keep refreshing their niyas, their intentions overall? Because sometimes I don't find myself that successful, and because I remember, repeating a lot to myself way back then, but now I feel myself like, there's still something to keep doing it, like, because I think maybe current times compared to a couple of years back, it's even more distracting, or I got more distracted, bilmiyorum, but I think there are more other people like that as well. So like, what can we do about it? Like, do you have an idea about it?
I don't know, but what I do, for example, the goals I set, the small ones, of course not like directly to Jannah.
We need a sound.
Something in between is something which will constantly remind me of Allah, The one thing, like what is it called, in the daily acts, like of course you are a practicing Muslim, then your daily acts, like for example the time or the salah itself, it should be like the main purpose is to pick you from that life and then remind you, okay, you have an ultimate, like you have a creator which you stand in front of, right? So you can maybe work on the ikhlas, right? Then secondly, of course, increasing yourself in knowledge.
Keep
right?
learning, keep
learning,
in terms of this
updating, learning about maybe one hadith, maybe one ayah of Quran, memorizing some portion, and making a lot of dua, like okay, and of course the daily goals which I set. How, like, take a step back and look at your daily routine. What are you doing which is the most distracting to your which distracts you the most, and try to reduce that part bit by bit and replace it with something which will automatically remind like the remembrance. It's not always like, okay, for example, I have to do, and we restrict ourselves. It's very wrong when we restrict ourselves for ibadah when you're only talking about prayer or reading Quran, or like just like reading, moving and that. No, that's not a remembrance. Okay, the main aim, the main thing is that you are walking, for example, from dawn to sun. You look around the nature, and then it reminds that how perfect. When I see the nature, small stuff around me, how Allah has created. Like for example, yesterday I was in Devrim, and I saw like the sun was rising actually at that time. It was still dark, but and when the sun started to rise, we saw like the birds, the Devrim, this grat started to fill with birds. And they were like doing, chirping, all kind of stuff, and of course and they were searching for their food. They came and they were like, I feel like people have their kumbles in Devrim, like when they're sitting in there. Came and they're like searching for. So these small things, that how do they discipline themselves? Like these are small reminders you can see. Like the night time comes and everything goes quiet, nature goes quiet, right? Because it is teaching that, okay, this is the way Allah has created you. This is the small reflections that I should be like this, because if I try to go against the nature, my nature, the nature, then there is something wrong which I am doing, right? So these are small, like of course again there are many other small reminders you can take, for like being grateful, saying, like remembering Allah in your heart, maybe reading something which will direct you back to Allah. The main thing is that the more you remember Allah, the more you will remember your ultimate destination. How is your connection with your Lord first of the day? Like, is there any time in the day where you sit and where you actually feel that I am talking directly to my Creator? It could be after Salah, you sit, just 5-10 minutes in your, and this will actually refresh you that okay, when it comes to your mind during the day that I have, then you will automatically start to redirect yourself. It's like, no, my aim is not this, my aim is Allah, I need to set your goals according to that. And of course, every time we see, leave which is not pleasing to Allah.
Yeah, distractions.
Exactly. Well, distractions could be, sometimes they are sinful distractions. Of course, people are investing astaghfirullah in very inappropriate kind of things, and then there are some distractions which are not that sinful, but then it's ruining your discipline, like maybe time management. You're not able to manage your time as well. Then, for example, for me, how it works is that actually I get scared of losing very easily. Like
Losing what?
losing, like scoring bad and failing in something. That's my I'm afraid of failing. If I and I know when I am capable of doing something. If I work hard, I do my best, I might be able to do better. Then why should I waste? Like when you think about it logically, that I know that if I study, I will be able to achieve I will be able. But then if I keep on procrastinating, I keep on delaying that thing, and I was like, let me scroll for a bit more. Let me go meet this friend, which I'm just gonna say, like, let's say, and talk and laugh and talk about unnecessary stuff. It's reality,
yeah. Sometimes very unnecessary.
And it's reality. When we are wasting, it's not needed, but we are still doing it. If we replace it with something which will bring us to the path of success, then we talk about why people are not successful. Are you doing something? Are you taking those steps which will lead to you that what your goal which you have in your mind? And of course, about remembrances as well, you need to do something to achieve something first as well. You cannot just think and plan and say like nothing is happening. Nothing will happen until you do something about it, isn't it?
Because you need action.
You need every, like the same thing, the same idea is that we get so motivated these days. We have motivation, we have training and stuff, but still there is no transformation in us, right?
Because there is a lot of distractions
So
in this era, bence.
of course there
Because
is.
I think that level of achieving what you want, or successing whatever, or taking the action to achieve what you want, I think that has decreased over time recently.
People are not successful these days.
No, not like that. I mean, okay, having discipline and all, in my opinion, in the previous podcast as well, I think I'm making these theories these days, but it feels like the recent era of what we're going
People are
through,
not disciplined.
yeah, it's impacting us in a lot of ways, and one of them might be the discipline, because we're being distracted a lot, and like the brain, the feelings, and
Then
like
you should work on your mindset.
yes, and how to cope with those distractions, and how to
Exactly.
live with
The
them.
thing is it like, let's be like question ourselves, is it really hard? Are we that weak that we cannot keep our focus when we are trying to do something? Are we that like, is something coming you and taking you and then putting you over there? That no, it's our, like, I think the fault here is all ours. We cannot blame it on the world.
I was also thinking about it sometimes, like, you know, it's like, oh, distractions, falan, too many. And then I was reading that things of, you know, free will. We humans have free will.
Exactly.
And I'm like, if I have the free will, why don't I just use it? Like, you know, or like, I think most of us, like, we're scrolling, like, you know, we have the free will, actually, we can do it. Or maybe it's like how the mind and brain works as well. But at the end of the day, we have the free will. So
Yeah.
maybe even before starting falan, I think this coping is like gap fillers are that we learn from each other.
Wallahi, you have to be your own coach at this point.
Yeah.
Your own trainer. Get up and try to, be strict on yourself. You, like, the thing is, you are setting the goal in the first place, right? And you want to achieve something, then you have to take steps about that. And first thing is like training yourself. Are you like, when I think about it, and I think that are humans that weak that we can just put the blame on the distraction in the world around us, and we can, okay, I cannot do anything about it. That's the first thing you can you do anything about it or not?
Because you're not even aware of it, bence. Ama we can do something about it.
That's the thing. And if you can and you're not doing it, then that's your fault. If you're not able to achieve what you want, then the half of, I would say 90% of the fault is yours.
Yeah.
Something, of course, there is fate and everything, but look at yourself and be the judge of what you are in the first. Try to fix yourself first. Isn't it? Like, and that's fixing actually comes from like taking small steps in disciplining you. That's why I say life discipline is the most important. Like, you know, the base of everything. First you have your ideal, but you cannot achieve anything in your life if you're not disciplined. You want something, but then you are too weak to do anything about it.
You know what I'm thinking? If I go and remove YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, I think I'll be more successful. I think everybody knows that.
Very handsome. No. This is not the main idea. The thing is, you need to control yourself.
Yeah. Overall, yani.
That's like ultimate thing. Like that's, I would say, the key to success.
Yeah.
Key
Destination, direction,
discipline, direction, purpose, and of course it all starts when you take the first step of learning about it.
Yeah, realizing, learning,
and of course direct, like, of course, you find this thing, okay, I have learned this thing, and you feel like, then you start to plan stuff accordingly. So yeah, that's it from me.
Thank you so much, Zainab Jim.
Welcome.
That was a good talk.
I didn't talk too much, or maybe I didn't talk something. If I added something wrong, I feel like so.
Oopsie. It was good, yani, overall. Tamam o zaman. Thank you so much, Zainab.
Welcome. Bye.